Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm JSimLady and this is Disney Dreamlight Valley. So, per my last episode and all my other videos recently, about a year ago, I transitioned my main JSimLady channel to being solely a Sims 4 channel. And almost instantly, I regretted it. I mean, it wasn't like a sudden drastic change. I changed House Flipper 2 over first, and then some months later, I changed Disney Dreamlight Valley. All other games I had previously stopped playing altogether as recorded videos and just played them like on live streams occasionally or whatever. And then anytime, like with the original House Flipper, I played a different game or tried something different out, I just did it on a live stream or directly on more JSimLady. But essentially, JSimLady, my main channel, became full-time Sims 4 with nothing else on it about 1 year ago. Maybe about a year and a half ago, give or take a few months. And I have honestly regretted it ever since then. I've mentioned it on live streams, I've mentioned it in videos. I have felt very overwhelmed and burnt out, and I know there were a lot of reasons why I switched over. It wasn't just YouTube and the way their algorithm runs and everything, though that was a big part of it. It was also that I felt like I was too scared to do my content the way I wanted to do it, and I felt like I had to fit some kind of cookie cutter version of what all, the other content creators were doing, and I'm realizing that's really dumb because they already exist. And not being me and not doing my content my way is probably holding me back more than anything else is. So, rather than just continue to sit here regretting past decisions and trying to make the best of it, but worrying that more JSimLady was gonna become my main channel because I focused on it more. It's where I live streamed at and did games that I played when I was bored of The Sims 4 and stuff. And then, sometimes my main channel would get neglected and YouTube would really penalize me for that. And my Roblox channel, basically I almost never upload there because I just don't have the time for everything. I decided, you know what, just be me. Just do my content my way and put it all on one channel. Who cares what other people think or want or say or feel about it? It's best just to have fun with it. That was the original point of starting all this, was just to have fun and make friends.
I could use a hand over
and I
here.
want to go back to that. And then with the recent buyout of EA, and excuse you, sir, let's go inside, shall we? With the recent buyout of EA and not liking that whole situation, I decided what better time than now to rectify my regrets from the past of my channels and to go back to doing things the way that I want to do things. And so that's what I'm doing. So we're gonna finish up the second puzzle of the Haunted Floating Festival. So let me insert that kind of weird chopped up footage here. We did finish up the first 3 puzzles in the last video. It was kind of a weird video. Go watch it. And you'll see what I mean. At the end, I explain all. But now we've gotten this puzzle piece unlocked. So, first of all, I want to very quickly collect all of these that I've been ignoring for the last day or two. It hasn't been long, but they have been building up. And you don't get many, but I've seen other people decorate with those flowers, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And it was definitely something I thought of already myself before I saw other people doing it, and so I was already kind of collecting them. But once I started seeing other people actually decorating with them, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta have those flowers. But I don't want this other stuff to build up either, and who knows what we're gonna need it for, you know what I mean? Also, if it seems like I'm having an easier time speaking, it's because I actually am. My dry mouth is not completely gone, but it is most certainly getting better, like a lot better. Like right now at this very moment is the first time in a while I've been having any dry mouth associated symptoms, so like pain specifically. I'm having some pain, but I can actually say words again and it doesn't feel like my mouth is full of cotton balls. Where are you, Zero? Okay, well, anyways, let's figure out what the next one is. So let's look at that again. The next one shows the potion shop inside. Where is it? Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. Inside this way. Yes, inside here. So there is something. We can enter! Oh my god. I want this potion shop. I do. I want it for the floating valley. Now, what? I don't remember what I was saying. Forgotten what? You know, the purple area. Where the fairy godmother came from. Oh god. I can speak better, but I cannot think better. How about that one? I want that window. Where do you get that window? Oh, I bet you it was a premium shop item. Okay, anyways. Looks like we've got some kind of thing here. And a book to read. Turn up the heat and make it bubble. You'll get a prize for all your trouble. Ingredients: a thorny bloom of white petals, a feline fish, two fleshly fish, two fleshless fish, favored by a ghostly fox, a fish that's always on guard. Okay, a feline fish, that's a catfish. A fish that's always on guard, is that the swordfish? And then the fleshless, why can't I say that? Fleshless fish is the bony fish. Oh, bloom of white petals. Do we have to give up our roses? Oh man, I really didn't want to do that. Okay, that's a cooking station. I love that. I love that cooking station so much. Oh, I see. They're showing off some of the things. I don't know what all this is, but that has nothing to do with it. That go with... Yeah. That's sad. Okay, we only needed one. And only needed 2 of those, so I get to keep the rest. Yay! But I think I need some catfish. And, what did I say the other one was? Maybe swordfish? Okay. So I was right about the swordfish. Okay, didn't take much. That was really confusing. Okay, I guess we got the cauldron. And since we have to wait until after Halloween, I think till the 3rd or 4th of November, I will do 3 more videos. I've already transitioned House Flipper 2 over. We started all fresh and new. We bought a new house for us to live in. We've got all the Halloween Scooby-Doo, houses and DLC jobs to work on now. And I bought us a new house to live in as our main office home. It's not going to be permanent. We will probably fix it up and move on to a different house. There's a few other houses that I kind of like better, but they're locked right now. So, gotta wait until those are fixed, till I finish the jobs for all of that stuff and fix up the house we're currently living in, and then we can move on. But I wanted a fresh start for this fresh new phase, and so I have an idea for transitioning the original House Flipper over. Once the new remastered version is released, I will transition the original House Flipper onto my main channel. I've never played that one on my main channel, so that will be a completely fresh new thing for my main channel, which is exciting. All other games I basically quit playing a couple of years ago when I felt the pressure to focus only solely on one game. And so all other games I quit playing a couple of years ago. But we can start reintroducing other games, depending on the game. But all of that is to say now, I had for my other games that I've been playing regularly, I had a plan in place for how to transition them over back to my main channel, or onto my main channel for the first time. Except I didn't have a plan for Disney Dreamlight Valley. And I thought, you know what? What better way to do it than to clear everything out, clean everything up. Obviously, I need to clean up everything that is spawning everywhere, but clear all the decorations out, save for a few areas. So those few areas are the plaza here. There is plenty to still decorate here. But the main setup is gonna stay the same. I think I might get rid of this. It just takes up so much room, or at least move it somewhere else. It just takes up so much room and blocks the view. But this is gonna remain my downtown city area. And I have no plans to change that, so why demolish everything to rebuild it and have it look exactly like this again, more or less. Any chance you could help me? There are some things that need some finishing touches, like this needs a pathway. This is gonna become an alley to the multiplayer thing. So if you want to check out my valley, I'd love it if you contacted me, or if you want me to check out your valley, I would love it if you contacted me for that as well. I would love to check out other people's valleys. I think that would be so fun. But yeah, this is my downtown area, and I have no plans on changing that, so why demolish everything and rebuild it to look exactly the same as it is now anyways, right? So this I'm changing. Minor things will be edited throughout. For instance, you know, adding the roadway here or whatever. What's another area I left? So in the Forgotten Lands, I built this rock concert area. During that rock concert star path, I built it for my daughter. I was really heavily into Dreamlight Valley at the time. Was I? You know, my instinct was to say I was very heavily into Disney Dreamlight Valley at the time. But then I remembered how I didn't even participate in the star path. I bought all the stuff with moonstones. I didn't even participate in grinding for it. It got down to the wire, and instead of trying to spend day and night grinding for points to get this stuff, which would still cost me 2,500 anyways because you have to buy the star path regardless, I ended up buying most of the items. I unlocked the star path and then also bought some of the points to buy the items. And between the amount of moonstones I spent on all that, it was probably around 3,500 moonstones altogether that I spent on this star path. I figured that was fine because if any of this stuff came around in the premium shop again, it would cost around that anyways to get all of it, so it was worth it to me. But I do very much remember being into Disney Dreamlight Valley at the time. Maybe I was just frustrated with how many star paths there were at the time. That could very well be. And that hasn't changed at all. But regardless of what was happening at the time, I built this little space for my daughter. And it very much reminds me of her, and I can't get rid of it. I can't break it down and get rid of it. I just won't. I will add things to it, like I would love to have little food stalls here or drink stalls or whatever right there. I think that would be fabulous to add to it. Some more little decorative pieces that could work. I feel like the fencing maybe needed to be carried on further. Maybe not. I don't know why I did it that way. I'm not 100% sure, because, oh no, you can't really walk through there that easily. What about over here? You can kind of get around on the sides. Not sure why I left that space open there. But obviously there are some things that could use a little updating and fixing up with it, but other than that, I'm not changing it. I am too sentimental and I want it to stay right like this. Oh, the main characters. So the main, like, default Disney characters, as I call them, where are they? Here. Those ones are also staying. So Donald's has to be, and I forgot a few things here, but Donald's has to be in the water. So I want his lined up with this walkway right here, which means it needs to be moved ever so slightly. But I want his lined up with that walkway right there, and then as you come up from Donald's house, you have Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, and Goofy, and I might move their houses back a little bit so they don't, and spread them out a little bit so they don't feel quite so claustrophobic through here, through this pathway here. But those ones will stay. Other characters, I've moved them to the biomes where they will eventually reside. Or for some of the characters that can't be moved at the moment, I have moved them up to the Forest of Valor. And they're kind of hanging out over there for now. So Wally and Eve, I think her name is Eve. Wally and Eve will most likely move up to the Meadow floating island when I purchase that, which hopefully I'll be able to do soon. I'm saving what little not moonstones, but Dreamlight I have left. I only have 1,000. Wait, I had 30,000 Dreamlight. What happened to the other 15? Did I spend it all 15,000 on storage? I may very well have done that. Don't judge. Sometimes I don't really pay attention to what I'm doing, but anyways, when I have the Dreamlight to buy that, I will move Eve and Wally up to the garden. I mean, Wally has a garden here in the valley. And he's got gardens in Eternity Isle and Storybook Vale. So obviously gardening is like his thing. I don't know what Eve's thing is, but I know gardening is very much Wally's thing. So I think he'd like to be where the gardens are at, where the main valley gardens are at. And because he has gardens spread out all over Dreamlight Valley, and its associated valleys, I don't think he'd care if he was away from the gardens. In fact, wasn't his house here in the Forest of Valor to begin with somewhere? And his garden was always down in the peaceful meadow anyways, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how the game starts out. So yeah, I plan on moving him and Eve up to the floating meadow island with all of my gardening stuff. And what's his name again? Stitch will go up to the beach island, and I will either get the forest island and put my theme park up there, or Buzz and Woody will move to the beach island with Stitch, and the three of them will be at the theme park together up on the beach island. But these guys are all kind of sitting here because they're biomeless right now. I don't really know for sure where I'm gonna put them. And I may well move Anna and Kristoff and Olaf down to that area eventually. Put them closer to Elsa, but also this is where they originally came from and wanted to be to begin with. And it fits a little bit better to have them in the Forest of Valor, where in the area where it's kind of winter is melting into the forest. The wintry area is kind of meshing with the forest, if you will, in which case Mulan will go over here. This will probably be Mulan's area, or if we can fit her, we'll put Mulan's area over there in that space, if that makes sense. But basically, this whole lengthy explanation, which went on forever, was just to say that to transition over, I'm doing 3 more videos for Storybook Vale that kind of end the story in a way. Much like Eternity Isle, I cannot advance Storybook Vale until I advance all the friendship quests from that DLC. So once those 3 videos go up, then I will transition Dreamlight Valley back to my main channel. And we will start off by redecorating. I don't think we'll get the entirety of Dreamlight Valley and Eternity Isle and Storybook Vale. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, I don't think we'll get the entirety of all of them redecorated and resituated. I mean, I even took down everything on the beach with the exception of the pillars. I don't think we'll get them all resituated by the time the new DLC comes out, but it will definitely give me something to do over the winter for sure. The only other area that is not changing. So the well might change and these little food booths might change, but the rest of Storybook Vale is gonna stay, I mean the bind is gonna stay like this with maybe some more decorative pieces added on, obviously. But this part of the bind is gonna stay. I just did this not that long ago. I love it. I have like no other way that I could or would set this area up. So I have no plans to change this area. Like even if I broke it down and redid it, it would largely end up almost exactly the same way anyways. So, unless we get everything else done and we do the bind like last, or we get everything else done and I get to this part and I'm like, I've redone everything else and now I want to redo this. I have no plans to change this, and now I can't say what I'll want to do in the future. I plan on making this a little downtown area, and for all I know, because I went back and forth on this previously, I may very well want to move Tiana's palace over to where Beasts and Belle's castle is at, because I did consider that at one time, putting Tiana's palace over here and Belle and Beast's castle over here instead. To kind of have mixed, I guess, town lots or whatever you want to call them with housing lots for the villagers. If that should happen, then I might redo that area. But for now, my plans are to leave this area as is untouched because I did just recently do it. So yeah, that's kind of my plans for transitioning Dreamlight Valley over 3 more videos on this channel of Storybook Vale, and then this too will switch over to my main channel. We will finish out Eternity Isle and Storybook Vale when we can. We gotta advance all of our friendship quests everywhere with everyone. We've got a lot of friendship quests to do. So, yeah. Anyways, this whole video was just to explain that. And let you know that I do have 3 more Storybook Vale videos coming out on this channel, advancing the story of Storybook Vale. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. If you are, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment letting me know what you think of my plans for redecorating the entire valley on my main channel. Again, those videos will be on my main channel. But let me know what you think of my plans to redecorate my entire game. And transition it back to my main channel, what you like or don't like about the areas that I'm keeping. I'm open to everything except for the concert area. I don't want to move, alter that area in any way, shape, or form. And one last thing that I forgot to show you before we move on is that I did, in fact, get the points for and buy the Forgotten Island, where Jack and Sally will be, where I will set up Halloween stuff, We'll have all sorts of Halloween-y type stuff up here. Zero the Fox will be up here. So yeah. We have this whole island up here to decorate as well eventually. Probably one of the later things that I'll end up doing. I'll probably end up starting with decorating maybe the peaceful meadow first. I think maybe that's where I'm gonna start, is the peaceful meadow. Only because I already have a plan in place for the peaceful meadow. And why do I keep doing that? Because when I hit the W button, nothing happens. And then I think I'm on the wrong button and I move and then that happens. Anyways, I do have a basic plan for this biome. So I think we'll start here. And we will, we'll get Vanellope her little area over here all fixed up and stuff. Okay, well, anyways, I don't know exactly how everything's gonna go or be just yet. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. What I was gonna say was I don't know if I want them to be speed build videos. I think speed build videos would be the best. Yeah, I think that would be the best way to go, is speed build videos. I was gonna wait and see. I'm not sure how people like it most. I don't know. Maybe I'll do both. The other thing is I will be bringing back my face cam for this series, but only while doing, questing. When I'm doing speed builds or full length of builds or whatever, I will not be using face cam. Do you see that? That was... I've never seen that happen before. That's so creepy. Why did that happen? What in the... What is going on with this game?
What do you say we open the door to something
I've
new?
decided to do that with my House Flipper series as well. For doing jobs. I decided to use Facecam for those, but for doing whole house renovations, I decided that I'm not gonna be using Facecam because I'd like to make the videos available in multiple different formats. And so I'm thinking about doing that with Disney Dreamlight Valley build videos as well. Recording them with commentary, without commentary, and then as speed builds with commentary. Or actually, I'd record them without commentary.
Got a minute.
And then the speed build portion would have commentary, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I think people prefer speed builds for Disney Dreamlight Valley more anyways as well, because you're not in first person. The reason why people don't like speed builds with House Flipper and House Flipper 2 is because you're in first person and there's a lot of twisting and turning of the camera, which makes people sick, and I don't blame them. So, yeah. I think that's what I'll do. I'll record them as ASMR type, no commentary videos, and the full length versions will also be available in my Disney Dreamlight Valley ASMR playlist on my main channel, which I've already started up. But then I'll do a speed build version with commentary but no face cam still. Or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go. Anyways. enough thinking out loud to you. We can talk more about this during live streams and other stuff. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments and how you feel. If you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all the things, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.